Hey guys, I'm the 50s Kid. This is my E90 BMW, and in this video I'm going to do kind of a little bit of everything. I want to replace a rear window regulator in the back there, and the cup holders and the trunk struts are dead, and just a bunch of little things that I've been meaning to do. So I'm just going to throw it all into one video and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, let's try to do this in between the takeoffs from the airport that drown out all the sound. So in order to do this, you got to pull this off right here. Gently. Looks like that came off fairly easily. So there are, see, there are some screws in here. They should be T20s. I see 1, 2 in there. And I think there's also one under here. And I did this recently. It's just in the junkyard so I would remember. And of course I forgot because I just don't retain that sort of stuff anymore. I got too much. I got no memory capacity anymore. All right, so we need T20. I'm gonna do this all with my junkyard tool bag, and you know, I should do an updated video on my tool bag because it's changed quite a bit since the very beginning of my channel. That was, I think, one of the first videos I did. Anyway, I keep this adapter in my junkyard tool bag because this is the only tool I keep in my junkyard tool bag, and then I keep these, a set of these long Torx. They're like 6-inch long. Just a set of them. Pro Torque is the brand. And I just grab one of those, whichever one I need. Here's the T20, and boom, then I can, you know, do anything I need to do on a door. Because you typically need the length. And one up here. So I can see that these bolts are mangled already. So this car is not a virgin back here. It's been touched once before, which is strange that it's still broken, right? Now, plastic pry tool, gonna get in here and just kind of pry this up and off, pop these little rivets. Those, what popped, by the way, are these little rivet things, these little plastic things, and it's always a good idea to buy a set of these. They're really cheap. You want to replace them because, you know, the door will just kind of go back together better. So pop it off, and then this little cable pops out in the back. You know, you just pop it up and off, unplug your speaker, and then something was not plugged in. That would have been the window switch. So whoever did this before didn't plug that back in, not surprising. So yeah, when you look on the back of this thing, you can see this one's broken already. So we got to replace that. They replaced this one with something that's not correct. This one too. So the guy who did this before was not prepared. Again, not surprising. So I'm going to set this down on the back side like that. So if this is the first time you're doing yours, you have to peel away this moisture barrier carefully. It's got this black plastic goo that's called butyl, and it's reusable, and you want to reuse it, so just be careful. And here it looks like we need to unplug this so that we can get this off. Yeah, there you go. So it's reusable. You want to reuse it. Set it aside. Don't rip it. Sorry for the interruption, but we have to thank this week's sponsor, which is OEMBimmerparts.com. I love this website. They've got super fast 2-day shipping. They've got multiple warehouses all over the US so they can get your parts out to you as fast as possible. And I love their website. It's well categorized. There's not a lot of extra stuff. It's just all the most popular parts that you're gonna need, and they're the OEM brands. They do also have some quality aftermarket brands as well if that's what you're looking for. So if you are in the market for BMW parts of any kind, please check out OEMBimmerparts.com. So this thing, it's I can hear it crunching, and 9 times out of 10 when you have a window that won't work, it's always the window regulator that needs to be replaced. I mean, I've very rarely come across an actual window motor that needed to be replaced, but it does happen. Oftentimes you actually have to take the motor off before you take off the window regulator. It just depends on the car and all that stuff. Looks like this one probably, well, this one wouldn't come off first because this bolt is blocked right here. So you definitely would have to remove the regulator bolts first. Oh, wow. Interesting. There's a piece of wood in here, and there's a piece of rubber. right here, which doesn't look like it goes right there. I'm betting this was shoved in there to keep the window up. The easiest way to get a window regulator out when the window won't go down, because you know it needs to come down in order to kind of get unlatched. Oh, look at that. So, okay, it's hard for, now I can't explain it well. Okay, here we go. So let's say that your window did not come down by itself like this. It needs to come down in order for you to be able to get at this latch and kind of unlatch the glass right here. There's just a little latch, you got to push that in and the glass will unlatch, right? So now I should be able to, hey, there we go. Take the whole thing, keep the glass up. Now the window regulator is unattached to the glass. But let's say you weren't able to get it down and you couldn't get your finger in there to unlatch that thing. All you do is you take a pair of cutters and you cut the cable down here or up here. You might need to do both, depends on the regulator. And that'll allow the little track in the back to drop, and then you'll be able to unlatch it and get it out. So it looks like I didn't need to do that in this case. Now, while I'm working on this, the glass might fall down. So what I like to do is take a piece of tape and just tape the window up. That way, you know, that doesn't happen. So let me go grab that. Piece of tape. Maximum contact. Cool. So now the window will not fall down. We'll unplug this guy. And we'll see if this whole thing just comes out easily. We might need to take this out just to have the room. I think we do. Looks like that cable is going to be in the way. Maybe this way is a little easier. Yeah, that's how we want to do it. So you see what happens. Like in this case, this little end just came unconnected out of the green thing, and the thing just came apart. So usually what happens is the plastic pulley here, right here, just kind of breaks and stuff, and the cable gets all wound up, and it just sucks. So all we have to do is transfer the motor from the old one to the new one. There's 3 bolts right here. They look like T25s or T30s. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, yeah, that's it. I have no idea what brand that OEM Bimmer Parts sent me, and I really don't care because these are so easy to replace. I mean, I don't know. I think I've used aftermarket for a long time and haven't really had any issues. But it's up to you what you want to use. It's like this thing doesn't quite have enough torque. It's got like I think it has a slip clutch in it. So if the torque is too much, it'll slip. So that's on, and we just need to get that sucker up and in. So what way was it? It was this way? Something like that. Hey. Just like that. Now, sometimes there's little plastic things covering the screws, you know, right there. So you do want to check for that. Looks like this one doesn't have anything. So right there, and right there. Pretty super quick job. We can take our tape off, and this window should slide right down into the clip. You can spy it basically. Let me show you a close up here. So that's the green clip in there. The window's coming down. The window has a hole in it, and the window is going to slide down and push down and basically snap in eventually. Boom. The little thing snaps in. So to get it off, you can reach up behind and pull it back or push it forward from the front. But you just got to get that little finger disconnected. That's how you get the window out. In the old style, in previous model years, there was a screw and a bolt that would fall down and stuff, but this seems a lot easier to me, so that's kind of nice. Somebody had a broken regulator, and they took the panel off, and they put that thing under there just to prevent the window from closing, rather than just change this, which is amazing to me. Because if you can figure out how to take the whole thing off and get this far, just finish the job, man. Jeez. Okay, so let's plug this back in test it out and see how the alignment is. Yes, you can actually change the alignment by adjusting these bolts. There's a little bit of play. So if it doesn't go up and down smoothly, we'll just adjust the alignment. And I think what we'll do is take off the window switch from here so that we can use it if it comes off easily. So our little window switch, we'll plug it in. That way I can move it up and down from back here. All right, up. Interesting how it's stopping. We might have to reset something in the computer or something like that. But I think that it's otherwise moving up and down, you know, well. I do want to replace this glass because the tinting on it is pretty bad. Pretty used up. I'm probably just gonna get a junkyard one and swap it over because it's way easier than messing with the tinting. Anyway, I think the alignment is good, and I'll put this all back together and then we'll figure out what we need to do to get the thing to go up and down smoothly. So this guy goes first. Moisture barrier is very important. If you leave this off and it rains, you will have moisture, water in the car. So don't be a dummy. For the lock. This thing will fall down, so you got to make sure to put this in. All right, let me replace these little plastic things. Okay, so this thing hooks back into here like this. You hook the front in first, and then you push the back in. And then our little window switch, pop. Oh, that's the speaker. Okay then. Okay, put that in there. The thing pops onto these top clips first. You just got to push it straight on. Pops into those first, and then all those other ones go in. And I just suggest you take your time to get them positioned right. Because if one of them's not really, you know, on the hole, and you just start smacking it, it's gonna break them. There we go. Nice. So this guy is nice and dirty. So is the one on the other side. We should probably like dye this and see if it can get restored, right? I think it probably can. Yeah, this thing's a little dirty and there's a little puncture down here. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole here and start, you know, dyeing everything, but I can definitely dye these and make them a little better. It looks like this would pop on and off easily without, you know, this bottom one. So let's confirm that. That goes in there. Right, boom, and then this just goes like that. So I will definitely do that, but I want to get some other stuff done first. So okay, yeah, you got to get it all the way down first and then snap it on. So okay, that I'm gonna circle back and I'll do that afterward, but I want to hook up the scan tool and see what we can do about this window going up and down. Maybe we just need to clear some codes and stuff. There's also a warning in the dash about the window regulator not working, so I want to see how to get rid of that and all that stuff. So let's do that. Okay, first of all, guys, I want to show you in the check control that this is the warning that comes up every time I turn on the ignition. This is, you know, the window regulator warning, and you can see I've got multiple of those in there. Yeah, so we got to take care of that. And we're going to use a new tool that has been sent to me by my friends at the King Bolin store. And this is a Launch X431 Pro 3S Plus. That's a big mouthful. It is it's an expensive scan tool, but it's a professional one and a good one. This is my first time using it here, so I'm gonna see what we can do with it here. So let's do local diagnose. Yeah. Let's see what can be done here. See, I'm particularly interested in how quickly it runs through this whole thing because I actually have another launch. It's like a handheld version. It's older and it's super slow on doing all of this stuff. See, this one was super fast actually in doing that part. The other one was amazingly slow. Like to get to this point would have been minutes. And then just to do like the health report would be probably 5 minutes on that old one and the system scans. So I am definitely curious as to how long these things are going to take. So I'm just going to run through this here. Probably going to cut out a lot of this stuff, or cut out how long it takes and all that stuff. But I'm just kind of curious. Oh yeah, this is way fast. This is good. Very nice. So it identified what it has in the car. Anti-lock braking, safety and gateway module. Maybe it's there. No fault codes. But what kind of actuation tests do you have? When you're trying to figure out what's going on, go into the actuation tests because it'll tell you what's controlled. So like this module controls the rear sun blind, which is an option on some of these vehicles. Seat heating, headlight cleaning, there, power window regulator rear. We found it. Open rear driver's side window, open rear driver's side, close rear driver's side. So open window passenger side. Let's do it. Activation. Yep, that's it. Activation finished. Okay, let's go back. Close rear window side. Great. I'll go back. So this is the right module. And we did not have any fault codes though, which is interesting. So let me try the button here on the side. Yeah, this one it goes up and then it stops. Let's read data stream. What do we have here? Power windows. Select all. Okay. Got high and low. You got hall sensors. Rear door driver's side high, rear door passenger side low. The hall sensor on 2 is low. Oh, because it wasn't up all the way. Is it going to say high now? Yeah. And now the rear door passenger side, the hall sensor 1 is low. Isn't it interesting that both the driver's side ones are high right now? The driver's side is up. And they bounced around quite a bit. Now they're both reading low. Okay. They're still both reading low. That's kind of interesting. Now let's do the second one here. Oh, now the second window is going down all the way. And now it's going up all the way. Okay. So it fixed itself. Interesting. Maybe it just had to kind of run through things for a little while, maybe, I don't know. We did not do anything that would have actually fixed it at all. So go figure. Okay. Well, I'm happy. I'll tell you what, the window on the passenger side, that's the one I'm moving up and down right now. That one's moving up and down faster and smoother than the one on the driver's side. Or maybe it's just in my head. Oh, when going up, it's a little, I can hear the tone of the motor is a little bit struggling. Here, let's do this. Yeah, the one on the passenger side is a little smoother. So I think the alignment of the window regulator on the driver's side, it could be adjusted a little bit. Going down, it's good. Coming up, it struggles just a little bit. So I could do that, but I probably won't because I never use those windows. So, okay, cool. Maybe they actually have a special function for doing that, but I seriously doubt it. Oh, look at this. Initialize power window regulators. That must have been the thing that we needed to do. Switch on terminal ignition. That's on. Please wait. Connect the battery charger. Yeah, okay. Close all vehicle doors. The relevant power is activated during initialization. Power is be normalized and subsequently reinitialized. Okay. we could have run through this thing, and this is probably what we needed to do. Maybe it sort of did this automatically, but let's do this on the rear passenger side. Yes. Look at this. Procedure has started. Windows opening and closing. Okay. Without a fault occurring, toll function. Okay, so let's just go up and down. Yeah. That was it. So that was obviously the service function that we needed originally. I guess maybe it figured it out on its own. That's why it started working for us. But yeah, that was actually pretty interesting. And so this is the procedure that we needed to go and do. And this procedure is probably available in INPA and ISTA as well, because anything in here is going to be available there, of course. But it's really nice to have it in here. This is much easier to use. Very, very cool. Power management, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I'm going to spend more time. I'm actually going to do a separate video on this tool, and we'll give it its own dedicated video on the launch, because it's a pretty cool tool. But yeah, I'm having fun playing with it already. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing that we got to do today. So when I first bought the car, the trunk struts were just done, and this whole thing, the trunk would just slam shut because the struts were done. And I got OEM Bimmer Parts to send me out some struts, but I forgot that I had them, and then I ended up getting some junkyard ones for like $5, and I've been running with those ever since. But I found the ones from OEM Bimmer Parts, and I might as well just show you how to put those in. So it's actually really, really easy. All you do is you get this little clip up and out. You just kind of have to either pull it out or move it down or something. You know, push it up kind of like that, and these just pop right out, and you can pop a new one right back in. It's so easy. So what was that? It was this way. So now you just push it on. It's a quick connect, and that's it. It's so easy. Let me do the other side. Trunk stays up because the weight is forward. Snap in, snap in. That's it. Now, ooh, this is even better than before. Yeah, that's super, super nice. So, yeah, really nice. Those are even better. Glad I did that. All right, guys, so I grabbed 2 of these things because you notice this one has like this this silver little thing on it, and the old ones don't. I think this must be for like the upgraded, you know, like the later model years or something, but this is the only part that I could find nowadays. So I had to grab the other side, even though it is not broken. And then the car did come with this trim broken here already, so that kind of blows, but this trim should have the typical BMW little poker things. Oh, and one of them fell out just now, which I did not break it. It was like that. So I would imagine this has been changed before, poorly by somebody, probably at the dealership. It looks like there's just a little clip that's missing. That's all it is. There's a little metal clip right there, and it's just missing from this side. And then it looks like this is not broken, which is great. It just kind of fell out, so I can put that back in. So that's all right. That little clip, I can just go get that off of another part in the junkyard and very easily replace that. No big deal. And it looks like we need a Phillips screwdriver, which I did not bring. I brought a Torx. It's like, come on, BMW, just pick one, right? Either go Torx or go Phillips. What we do is I'll pull our old one out. Boom. Pop our new one in. Cool. Make sure that works. Yes, it does. Couldn't be any easier. Let's do the other one. This is going to be a stretch for me. I'm all the way over here on the driver's side. There's that one. Now, you know what, guys? Since I use this side most often, I think I'm gonna maybe take this off. Oh, you know what? I don't even want to touch that because I can feel that this is about to break off, actually. That's a shame. That is a shame. I think it'll probably be really difficult to find this piece of trim for me. I might have to buy a new one just because of that. But maybe we can gingerly put this back in, snap it in, and maybe I can just get away with not having to have it. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it out one more time. That's the problem. So we'll see. See, and then that trim being broken actually makes it difficult for this thing to pop out. Kind of need this to be in there. So I do need to get a piece of that. Perhaps what I can do is pop this out just this side, put that little clip in, and, you know, without even messing with that side. I think that's going to be my plan. So I'm definitely going to have to get that clip, otherwise this thing is a little obstructed, you see, which kind of blows. But if I can just get it to stay in, it'll be just fine. So I will get that clip, of course. Oh man, the problems with used vehicles, you know. Okay, the final thing that we're going to do is replace this guy. I've been wanting to do that for a while. I'm going to be extra careful here and try to use this to pry against. Hey, there we go. That might be the only choice here. Got the new plastic little caps here. Finishing touches there. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to check out the King Bolen store and also OEMBimmerparts.com if you're looking for window regulators or any other miscellaneous items. Check them out. Links are in the description. I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot for watching.